Hello and welcome to the Knowledge Junction channel. Today, we're going to explore one of the deadliest conflicts in human history, the First World War, also known as the Great War. This war, which lasted from 1914 to 1918, involved over 30 countries and claimed the lives of millions of people. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the causes, battles, and consequences of the Great War. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Europe was a complex system of alliances and rivalries that was constantly evolving. The major powers of Europe had formed alliances in order to maintain a balance of power and deter aggression from other countries. However, these alliances often created a delicate balance that could be easily upset by the actions of one country. In the years leading up to World War I, tensions between the major powers of Europe were high. Imperialism and the competition for colonies had led to a series of diplomatic crises, such as the Moroccan crisis of 1905–1906 and the Balkan Wars of 1912–1913. The arms race, which saw the major powers competing to build up their military capabilities, also added to the tension. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary in Sarajevo, Bosnia, on June 28, 1914, was the spark that set off the powder keg of European tensions. The assassin, Gavrilo Princip, was a member of a Serbian nationalist group called the Black Hand, which sought the unification of all South Slavs under Serbian rule. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia for the assassination and issued a series of demands that were designed to humiliate and weaken Serbia. When Serbia failed to comply with these demands, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. This triggered a complex system of alliances that led to the mobilization of troops across Europe and the start of the First World War. The Great War, also known as World War I, was fought across multiple fronts in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Each front had its own unique challenges and conditions that impacted the strategies and outcomes of the battles. One of the most significant battles of the war was the Battle of the Somme, which took place in France from July to November 1916. It was fought between the British and German forces and was one of the bloodiest battles in human history. The British Army used tanks for the first time, although the machines were unreliable and vulnerable to German artillery. The battle resulted in over 1 million casualties, with more than 300,000 soldiers killed and 600,000 wounded. The Battle of Verdun, fought between French and German forces from February to December 1916, was another significant battle of the war. The battle was fought over a small area of land, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The German objective was to bleed France white, while the French aimed to hold their ground at all costs. The battle resulted in over 700,000 casualties, making it one of the deadliest battles in human history. Other significant battles of the war include the Battle of Jutland, fought between British and German naval forces in the North Sea in 1916, and the Battle of Gallipoli, fought between Allied and Ottoman forces in the Dardanelles in 1915. The battles on the Eastern Front, including the Battle of Tannenberg and the Battle of the Masurian Lakes, were also important in shaping the outcome of the war. The war ultimately ended with the defeat of the Central Powers and the signing of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. The consequences of the First World War were significant and long-lasting. The Treaty of Versailles, which ended the war, imposed harsh penalties on Germany, including the loss of territory, heavy reparations, and limitations on its military. This created resentment among Germans and contributed to the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in the 1930s. The war also resulted in the collapse of several empires, including the Ottoman Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the Russian Empire. This led to the establishment of new nation-states, such as Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia, and the redrawing of borders in Europe and the Middle East. These changes had a profound impact on international relations and set the stage for future conflicts. The First World War was one of the deadliest conflicts in human history, with an estimated 8.5 million military and civilian deaths and over 21 million wounded. The physical and emotional scars of the war were felt for generations, with many veterans suffering from shell shock, physical disabilities, and other long-term effects. The war also had a significant impact on the role of women in society. With so many men away fighting, women were called upon to take on new roles in the workforce and in the war effort. This helped pave the way for greater gender equality and women's rights in the years that followed. In conclusion, the First World War was a tragic event that had a profound impact on the world. It fundamentally altered the balance of power in Europe and the world, ultimately leading to the outbreak of the Second World War just 2 decades later. The war highlighted the need for international cooperation and diplomacy to prevent future conflicts. The introduction of new technologies and tactics during the war also changed the face of warfare forever, paving the way for modern military strategies and technologies. The war's consequences were felt around the world, from the collapse of empires to the establishment of new nation-states. The Treaty of Versailles, while ending the war, set the stage for future conflicts by imposing heavy reparations on Germany, fueling resentment and anger. The Great War also left a profound impact on the people who lived through it, with many suffering from physical and emotional scars long after the war had ended. Overall, the First World War serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of nationalism, militarism, and unchecked aggression. It is essential that we continue to remember the lessons of this tragic event and work towards a more peaceful and cooperative future for all nations. Thank you for watching, and we hope you will continue to join us for more videos and more knowledge. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video with your friends.